So I watched WWE Raw, the November 12th, 2024 edition, and I just want to talk about it. Now, we started with Damian Priest and Gunther segment. I don't know why this storyline has to be like this, but apparently Damian Priest is street trash. And that's the story we're going to go with here, because Gunther and his friend Ludwig came out later on during the segment. And because he was like, how dare you talk to Gunther that you're nothing, you're just street trash. And I'm like, what? We're just going to keep calling this guy street trash? But then what's even interesting, I guess you can say, in this story is that Damian is not scared. He said, when I faced you the first time, I didn't think I could beat you. But he said, but you're not indestructible. You're not unbeatable. And you just got pinned by Cody Rhodes. I'm not scared or intimidated anymore. And then, of course, he said you wouldn't have even won at SummerSlam if it wasn't for my friend Finn. So he said all of this to Gunther's face. That's when Ludwig came out. And that's when he started to talk crap. And then even Gunther tried to stop him. He was like, chill. But he just kept talking. He's like, no, how dare he? And so Damian Priest hit him in the face. And, Gunther got out of the ring and Ludwig rolled out of the ring. And that's how we ended the segment, with Gunther looking scared and Damian Priest standing tall. Do I think Damian Priest is going to win? No. No, I do not. I do not think that Damian Priest is going to win back that title. I think Gunther is going to go on a long run, just like he did with the Intercontinental title. I do think it's going to be a great match, and I think Finn is going to interfere. I think Finn cannot get over it. We'll talk about it later. But good segment. Now, after this, we had a Damage Control interview. Dakota Kai is back. Good for her. I'm glad that she recovered from her injury. For 3 months, that's not bad. Last time she was out for much longer. And it was going to be Damage Control versus the Pure Fusion Collective, PFC. You see, there is, now listen, I made a video about WWE's women's division and the state of it. And so I predicted a lot of things about this tag team division. And I said the Pure Fusion Collective could have a better storyline if their storyline was, I'm going to hurt you until I can get to those tag titles so that we show you that we run this division. That's it. I don't think we need to do more than that. They've already broken Chance's nose. And then they heard that's 2 people they've hurt, but we can't find a deeper storyline than we run this division. I'm not going to go into it. I already did. But regardless, the match happened. It was a good match. It was given good time. But eventually, the Damage Control won. And you know what? I'm not surprised. Io is the number 1 contender for Liv's title. So, of course, she's going to win. Of course, they're going to make her look good. And Dakota just came back. So, they're not going to make her lose in her first match. So, it was good. It did what it had to do. It was nice seeing Dakota back. I do like the Pure Fusion Collective, and that's why I'm so, passionate about it, because we could do more, but we choose not to. And the time, I think, making Raw shorter is really cutting back on time. But regardless, let's move on. We know Damage Control won. Then we had Kingston, R-Truth, and Kofi and Woods. And Kofi was apologizing to R-Truth and telling him, I'm sorry that we didn't have your back. That wasn't on me. Woods didn't want to help. I don't know what's going on. And by the way, Xavier Woods is right. I could see him. He is right there eavesdropping. And I'm like, y'all didn't see that, man? He's right behind you. And so Woods came next to Kofi. He heard the whole thing. And you know what? Kofi was going to say it to his face, too. He was like, what are we talking about? And Kofi was like, I'm apologizing to R-Truth. We were just talking about what happened, Woods, a few weeks. He was going to talk about him. So it's not like he's talking trash to Woods behind his back. No, he's telling him to his face. But then Pete Dunne interfered because R-Truth keeps calling him Butch. And he pushed Kofi, and Kofi's like, you don't do that. I have a problem with you right now. And Woods was like, no, we don't. This has nothing to do with us. This is between them two. And Kofi's like, no, this is between me and Dunne, and we're going to have a match. I decided that, and that's exactly what happened. Kofi and Pete Dunne had a match. Woods was not happy. Woods was not happy. But you know what? Woods is barely ever happy. And so then we had Sammy and Jimmy. We had Sammy and Jimmy. And they still don't get along. And then we had Jay in there too. And they still don't get along. There's still friction here. There's still friction. But you know why there's friction? Because Jimmy be very aggressive towards Sammy. And Sammy be like, you're not going to come at me like that. I'm going to talk to you how I need to talk to you. Because you're not going to disrespect me. And so they were going back and forth, but eventually Jay got them to calm down. And they started to be like, he was like, we need to focus on who's going to be our 5th member, because we need a 5th member for Survivor Series. Sammy had an idea, and Jimmy was like, that boy, I don't know who you talking to, but Jimmy had an idea too. We're going to talk about it more. But first, let's go to Kofi versus Pete Dunne. This match is all about Kofi and Woods and how they're falling apart. Are they, though? Are they? So what ended up happening is that Kofi had the upper hand on Pete Dunne, and he ended up throwing Pete Dunne outside, or Pete Dunne went outside, the ring. And Kofi was talking to the referee, and so Woods got involved, and he closed like Pete Dunne. But you know who saw him? Kofi. And so Kofi went out there, and he's like, what are you doing? I didn't ask for your help. Let me tell you, Woods said, do the assignment. The assignment is for you to win. So why are we arguing? Why are we arguing? Go finish the goal. Go finish the assignment. You wanted this match. You want to win this match. I'm helping you win. Go win, right? Yo, the whole time Woods was just like, go win this match. Why are you talking to me? Could not have agreed with Woods more. You know, in this instant, because it's true. Why are you stopping in the middle of a match to go have a fight with your friend? Go argue somewhere else. Don't argue here. This isn't the place to have an argument. And so what happened? That little tiff was enough for Dunne to get his energy back. And then when Kofi went in the ring, Pete Dunne hit him with his finisher. And 1, 2, 3, Pete Dunne won. Kofi lost. And him and Woods just kept arguing outside of the ring. He even pushed Woods and he was like, what is your problem? They were arguing. And then Woods was like, you wanted to win. He's like, we didn't have nothing to do with this. You wanted this. I tried to help you. And you are the one who lost the match. And so they were just going back and forth. Again, this cannot be so on the nose. Like, come on, WWE. We're not going to break up the New Day like this. My theory, again, is that Kofi's going to turn with Woods. Or Big E's going to have a way to get this back together. I just don't see them breaking up, y'all. I don't see it happening. I could be wrong. I could be in denial. I just don't see it. And so we had that match, and it did what it needed to do. And so then, let me tell you something. I'm going to talk about the Judgment Day in another video, but I'm going to just touch a little bit on it here. So, because we had a segment, and we had a spicy one. So the Judgment Day was in the back. Finally, Finn is here, because you know, who knows where that man's been. And he's sitting down, and everybody's getting along except for Finn Balor. And so what ended up happening is that he went to go and talk to Dom. He went and talked crap to Dom. He was like, weren't you supposed to take care of business last week? And then Dom was like, I took care of Damian Priest. What are you talking about? I beat him. I'm more closer to that world title than you are. Let me tell you, spicy. Dom, I think Liv has given him like a new thing or a new confidence. Because let me tell you, he spoke right back to Finn. And everybody got around and they talked about last week where Finn wasn't around, right? Finn wasn't around for the #1 contenders match. They were like, why weren't you there? And Finn was there because I did what you asked me to do. You said you could handle that by yourself. You didn't need me. That I had to come here in the back and focus on my title match. That's what Liv Morgan told me. And that's exactly what I did. You said you could handle it by yourself. And then, you know, the Judgment Day diffused the situation. And Finn said, you know what? You want to talk so much? Why don't you go handle the War Raiders for us? Why don't you and Carlito go against them and get them ready for our match? For the, you know, because the War Raiders have a match set up in the future with Judgment Day for the titles. And Dom said, fine. Now I'm going to go do a part 2. This part 1.